Hi there, how's everything going? I am getting ready to bake some cookies from scratch and I wanted to show you the process. The first thing that I did was I put all of my ingredients all together. That's so important when you're baking. When you're doing anything, but especially with baking, you want to have everything together. I'm going to make some chocolate chip cookies from scratch. I have all of my ingredients. I'm going to make some almond chocolate chip cookies from scratch using almond flour. I want to try something different and I hope everything turns out great. I want to walk you through the process so that you can see what I'm doing and try this at home. But the most important thing is you see that I have all of my ingredients in place and ready to go. This is so key, so important. Yes, so I'm going to get started. Okay, the first thing that's going to go in here is my butter. So I'm getting the butter here. It's going on the inside. Okay, all the butter in. Okay, so that's a half a cup and 1/4 butter that I put inside because I substituted butter instead of coconut oil. I use butter. I'm using vegan butter and real butter. So I'm doing something different and I'll let you guys know how it tastes. But that was my butter. And the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to incorporate my brown sugar. I chose organic light brown sugar. It's going in. And then I'm going to start whisking this together. Nice and slow. I'm going to do it slowly. Oops, I went the wrong way. So as you can see, my butter and sugar is mixing together. Because you don't want to put metal on metal, I have a rubber spatula to get it off the sides. So I'm going to turn this off for just a second and I'm going to push this down in here, as you can see, so that I can get it all incorporated here. Brush it down off the sides and start it back up. Okay. Now while that's moving nice and slow, I'm going to incorporate my eggs next. And putting 2 eggs in. I want to get all of that out of there nicely. Turn it up just a little bit more. So that's my butter, the brown sugar, and now the eggs. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to go in here and brush this down off the side because I want to make sure that everything is blending together nicely, incorporating nicely. And I'm also trying to manage this camera. I ordered me a piece of equipment so that I can put the phone down while I do this, but for now I am holding it. I'm holding the camera, my phone, while I'm actually doing this at the same time. Keeping one hand free, clean, and clear to incorporate everything. So while I'm waiting for this to blend just a little bit more, I'm going to turn up just a little bit more so that doesn't fall apart, it comes together. That was room temperature butter, by the way. Okay. I'm going to add my vanilla. Vanilla smells so good. I'm going to add my salt. And I'm going to add my baking soda. I added the salt already. Now that's the baking soda. And I'm going to let that turn this back up. Incorporate that in there. I want to ask you, I love the story David and Goliath. What is the giant that you're facing in your life today? I know there's a lot going on in the world. I want to just narrow the focus down on you in your life and ask you, what is a giant that you're facing in your life? If you know anything about the Bible, and if you don't, a good place to start would be with David and Goliath. When David was faced with the giant Goliath, he already knew what he was made of. He knew that he was equipped to take him down, even being smaller than that giant, because he wasn't relying totally on his strength. He knew that when he was tending to the fields for his father, that he was already working in the army of the Lord. So ask yourself, what giants are you facing in your life today, and how is that affecting you? So I'm going to continue to add the ingredients. I'm going to add 1 cup at a time. I'm going to add just a little bit of the flour, like about a cup at a time of the almond flour. So you see, I'm going to stop. That's about a cup. And I'm going to incorporate that, because now we're really going to be mixing our dough. So now we're going to, that was the wet ingredient. Now we're going to put the dry ingredient into the wet. You always start with your wet first, and then you mix your dry ingredients into your wet. That is so key with baking. So I'm going to turn this off for just a second, and I'm going to take this off, this kind of bring it down off the sides, and then mix it in and continue to blend, continue to make this come together very nicely. So I'm going to continue with that, and there we go. Awesome, awesome. See how it's looking? I don't want to overwork it, so now I'm going to add in another cup of the almond flour. This is blanched almond flour. I got an organic brand from the store, so this is about another cup. I'm going to put that, oops, I'm sorry about that, I'll keep going the wrong way. I don't want to make it come out of the mixer. So here we go. Continuing the process, I'm going to back up just a little bit and let you see what's happening there. It's coming together nicely. You can see the dough is starting to thicken up as I add more of the flour. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off and add the rest of the flour. Yes, I am. Turn that water on. Okay, it's coming together nicely. Okay, so I'm going to put the last of the flour in here. There we go. And brush it down off the sides. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. I need to keep that water running, so I hope you can still hear me as I'm talking in the video. Now back to David. David was young, and he had other brothers, and he was the one that was in the field tending to the sheep. And he did an excellent job at whatever he put his hands to do. And even when he was in the field fighting, God gave him strength to take down a lion and a bear, because a lion had came and taken one of the sheep, and he went and took the lion down and ripped his head off, and he tore apart his mouth and got the sheep from the lion. And so when David was faced with Goliath, He already recognized that God had given him the ability, that God was with him, that God was fighting for him. So whatever you're facing in your life today, I want to encourage you to look to God, to know that God is fighting your battle for you, that God is with you. I want you to narrow this thing down and look at what is causing you to not do the things that you have set goals and dreams to do in your life. Do not give up. Do not stop. Do not stop dreaming. Don't ever stop dreaming. Do not ever, ever, ever stop dreaming. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Don't stop dreaming. Don't ever stop dreaming. Face that giant, because you're not facing it by yourself. You're facing it by the power of God, through the blood of Jesus Christ, and in the name of the Lord. And you can accomplish every dream. And what yardstick are you measuring yourself by? Somebody else's accomplishments. Do not do that. Right now, because of so much going on around us, we're so focused on what's going on around us and what other people are doing. Narrow your mindset and your thoughts down to what you're supposed to be doing and step out and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in my chocolate and the nuts. And then, look at that. So this is one and 1/4 cup of chocolate morsels and 2/3 cups of toasted walnuts. Yes. So this is almond flour, so it's not regular flour. Whoa, I keep going the wrong way. This is a new piece of equipment for me, and I'm enjoying it 100%. But I got to remember which way to turn it. Okay, what's going to be key about this dough too is that I am going to freeze it. I'm going to freeze it because it's so important to freeze your dough. Reason why, it will stop it from spreading once you bake it. So I'm going to freeze it for about an hour, maybe a half an hour, and then I'll come back and I'll bake these cookies up with you, and we'll continue our conversation from there. So just notice that I use all of my ingredients, as you can see, and this is my dough. And I am going to put it all together in a ball and let it sit and let it freeze. And then I'm going to take it out and start baking some cookies, some chocolate chip cookies. Yummy, 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 yummy. Looks so delicious. Now this is my first time trying this recipe. Yes, it is. And normally I bake my cookies from scratch with flour, and I wanted to try almond flour only. So let's see what happens. I'll keep you posted. It does look very delicious, so I just want to see how it's going to form up and just kind of go from there. Awesome, awesome. Have a blessed one. God bless you. Remember, do not focus on other people around you. If you do look around you, find things that are going to encourage you. But the moment you find yourself measuring yourself with the yardstick against other people's accomplishments and what they're doing, then you've already shifted into the wrong mindset. And that's only going to discourage you. So narrow your mindset down to what is it that God has for you to do, and start taking the proper steps to do that. I'll be back. God bless you. Okay, this is the dough. I am getting ready to take it out of the mixer. It feels really good. I wanted to come back and show that to you before I take it out. And then I'm going to put it in the freezer. And from there, I'll bake the cookies. I'll come back and show you the finished product. Blessings. Okay, here's the dough. I took it out of the pan. Now I did bake a few. I have some in the oven right now because I want to see what they taste like. And I put the rest in saran wrap and parchment paper. I'm going to put it in the freezer, and then I'll take this out and continue the baking process. As you can see, I have some cookies in the oven baking right now. I decided to bake some right away because I want to see what they taste like. And the other, I am going to freeze the rest of the dough and bake them later on or tomorrow. But I wanted to see what they taste like right away, so I put a few in the oven. So me and my daughter will let you know what they taste like. Okay, I baked up a few cookies before I froze the dough. They're off cooling. They look delicious. We're washing up the dishes in the background because one thing about cooking, it comes with a lot of dishwashing. You have all the different measuring cups and spoons and all of that good stuff. Can't wait to taste these to let you know what they taste like. I'm going to try one now because like they have cooled off. Let's see what we got here. This is a cookie up close. Oh wow, almond flour, that looks delicious. This is the back of the cookie. Not burned. Let's give it a try. Mmm. It is so delicious. I can taste the nuts. I can taste the butter. Let me see if I can bite a chocolate. Mmm. So delicious. I will be back soon. Blessings.